What is consciousness? Imagine lying in the stillness of your room, the world cloaked in silence, as you gaze into the darkness and wonder, why am I me? Why do I experience the world as this singular self, feeling the weight of a fleeting thought, the warmth of a cherished memory, or the vividness of a dream that lingers like a whisper? This question has reverberated through the ages, from ancient sages meditating in torchlit caves to modern neuroscientists peering into the brain's labyrinthine networks, seeking the spark that makes you you. Consciousness is the essence of your inner world, the what it's like to taste the bitterness of morning coffee, hear the soft rustle of leaves, or feel a sudden surge of joy that seems to bloom from nowhere. It's the silent observer within, the intangible presence that makes you feel alive, yet it remains one of humanity's most profound mysteries. Philosophers like René Descartes anchored existence in this awareness, famously proclaiming, "I think, therefore I am," suggesting that your consciousness is the one undeniable truth, the foundation upon which all else rests. But science grapples with its nature. Neuroscientists can map the intricate dance of neurons, how light strikes your retina, sending electrical impulses through the optic nerve to the visual cortex, creating the perception of a crimson sunset. But they cannot explain why that sunset feels like a fleeting moment of awe, why it stirs something deep within. This gap, known as the heart problem of consciousness, coined by philosopher David Chalmers, is the heart of the puzzle. Is consciousness merely a byproduct of physical processes, like a symphony emerging from the harmonious interplay of countless neural notes? Or is it something more, perhaps a fundamental property of the universe itself? Ancient traditions offer clues. In Advaita Vedanta, an Indian philosophy, consciousness is not a product, but the very fabric of reality, the eternal Brahman that underlies all existence, like an infinite ocean beneath the waves of the world. Similarly, Buddhist teachings describe consciousness as a stream, ever flowing, never fixed, connecting all beings in a cycle of impermanence. Modern science, meanwhile, proposes theories like integrated information theory, which suggests consciousness arises when information is highly integrated, as in a human brain, creating a unified experience from disparate parts. For example, when you listen to a song, your brain processes sound waves, rhythm, and emotion simultaneously, weaving them into the singular experience of music. Yet, no theory fully bridges the gap between matter and mind. Consider the act of dreaming. Your mind constructs a vivid world, cities that stretch endlessly, faces that feel familiar, emotions that grip you. Yet it's all an illusion, real only until you wake. Could waking life be a similar construct? A story your mind tells itself to navigate existence? This idea challenges the very foundation of reality. If we cannot fully explain consciousness, how can we trust the world we perceive? Is the chair you sit in, the air you breathe, as solid as they seem? Or are they projections of a mind we barely understand? This question is both unsettling and soothing, like floating on a vast, quiet sea under a sky studded with stars. It invites you to question everything while surrendering to the mystery, to let go of certainty and drift into the unknown. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the gentle pulse of your own awareness. What is it like to be you right now, in this fleeting moment? Let this enigma linger, like a soft breeze carrying you deeper into thought. As we explore this puzzle, we begin to wonder if the you know is as solid as it seems, pulling us toward the idea that the self might be an illusion crafted by the mind. Have you ever sensed that the you inside your head might not be as real as it feels, Picture yourself standing alone in a quiet forest at dusk, the world bathed in soft twilight, as you wonder, who is this self that experiences the rustle of leaves, the cool air against your skin, or the fleeting thoughts that dance through your mind? This question has puzzled thinkers across centuries, from ancient philosophers pondering the nature of identity to modern scientists probing the brain's intricate machinery, searching for the essence of what makes you you. The idea that the self is an illusion, championed by philosophers like Daniel Dennett, suggests there's no singular I steering your life, but rather a narrative your brain weaves to unify its fragmented processes. You feel like a cohesive self, the author of your thoughts and actions, yet neuroscience reveals a different story. In the 1980s, Benjamin Libet's groundbreaking experiments showed that brain activity precedes conscious decisions. When you choose to move your hand, your brain's motor cortex activates milliseconds before you're aware of the choice, as if the decision happens before you make it. Imagine your mind as a vast, ancient library. On its shelves, countless books, your memories, emotions, instincts, seem to tell a single story of you. But each book is written by a different author, with no central librarian in charge. Your sense of self is like a tapestry, woven from threads of perception, yet no single thread holds it together. Consider your identity. You anchor it to your name, your past, your values, but these are not fixed. Memories are unreliable. Psychologists note that each time you recall a moment, you subtly reshape it, like editing a story with every retelling. Your body cells regenerate every 7 to 10 years, and your personality shifts with time, molded by experiences, relationships, and culture. Who is the you that persists through these changes? Ancient wisdom offers insight. In Buddhism, the concept of anatta, or no self, describes the self as an illusion, like ripples on a still pond, temporary, ever-changing, yet appearing solid to those who don't look closely. Similarly, the Stoic philosopher Epictetus suggested we are not our thoughts, but the awareness observing them, a perspective echoed by modern mindfulness practices. Science deepens this mystery. Studies on split-brain patients, whose brain hemispheres were surgically separated, reveal two distinct selves within one person, each with its own preferences, as if the mind is a chorus, not a soloist. In criminal justice, this fuels debates about responsibility. If actions stem from unconscious brain processes, as seen in studies of impulse disorders, how do we assign blame? This question challenges morality itself. If there's no fixed self, what does it mean for guilt, pride, or love? It's an unsettling thought, like standing before a mirror and seeing not one face, but a mosaic of fleeting moments. Yet, there's a profound peace in this idea, like releasing a heavy burden you've carried too long. If you're not a rigid self, but a story unfolding, you can watch your life with curiosity, like a reader immersed in the novel, free from the need to control every page. This perspective aligns with modern neuroscience theories, like the global workspace theory, which posits that consciousness is a stage where the brain broadcasts information, creating the illusion of a unified self. Imagine your thoughts as fireflies in a dark field, flickering briefly, yet forming a pattern you call you. This idea is both eerie and soothing, inviting you to let go of a fixed identity and drift into the flow of existence. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and feel the boundaries of you soften, like mist dissolving in the morning light. What is it like to be a story, unfolding in this quiet moment? Let this puzzle linger, like a gentle wave carrying you deeper into thought. As we question the reality of the self, we begin to wonder if our entire existence could be a construct, pulling us toward the possibility that we're living in a simulated world. What if your life is a video game, played by an unseen player in a realm beyond your reach? Imagine lying beneath a star-filled sky, the world hushed as you wonder, is this reality real? Or am I a character in a vast digital dream, my thoughts and feelings coded into existence? This question has haunted thinkers from ancient times to the present, from mystics contemplating the nature of illusion to computer scientists building virtual worlds that blur the line between fact and fiction. The simulation hypothesis proposed by philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003 suggests we might be living in a computer-generated reality, our consciousness a program running on an incomprehensibly advanced system. Bostrom's argument hinges on probability. If advanced civilizations can create simulations indistinguishable from reality, complete with every sensation, emotion, and thought, and they create many such simulations, it's statistically more likely we're in one than in a base reality. Picture modern virtual reality. Our technology already crafts immersive worlds where you can wander through enchanted forests, soar through galaxies, or feel the rush of a digital adventure. Now imagine a system millions of times more advanced, simulating every detail of your life, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the scent of rain-soaked earth, the quiet joy of a loved one's laughter. If we're in a simulation, your consciousness might be code, not biology, a series of algorithms generating your every experience. This idea echoes ancient philosophy, like Plato's allegory of the cave, where prisoners mistake shadows on a wall for reality, unaware of the true world beyond. Similarly, in Hinduism, the concept of Maya describes reality as an illusion, a veil obscuring the true nature of existence. Could your morning routine, sipping coffee, scrolling through your phone, planning your day, be lines of code in a cosmic program? If so, who's running the simulation? A future human civilization recreating their past for study, like historians simulating ancient Rome, an artificial intelligence exploring consciousness to understand its own nature, or a cosmic entity weaving infinite stories for reasons we cannot fathom. This challenges your sense of purpose and free will. If your life is scripted, what does meaning become? Are your joys, sorrows, and dreams pre-programmed, like a character's arc in a novel? Yet, there's a soothing rhythm to imagining you're part of a grand design, like a note in a cosmic symphony, each moment crafted with purpose. Modern culture brings this idea to life. Films like The Matrix depict realities controlled by machines, while video games like No Man's Sky generate vast procedural universes, hinting at the complexity a simulation might require. Scientifically, advances in quantum computing, which process information using the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics, suggest such simulations could be feasible, mimicking the universe's own uncertainty. The holographic principle, a theory in physics, proposes that the universe might be a projection, encoded on a lower dimensional surface, lending credence to the idea of a simulated reality. Still, there's no definitive proof, only a haunting probability that makes you question the texture of existence. Consider your surroundings, the chair beneath you, the hum of distant sounds, the rhythm of your breath. Could they be rendered like a scene in a hyper-realistic game? This thought aligns with philosophical idealism, as in George Berkeley's view that to be is to be perceived, suggesting reality depends on a mind, perhaps a programmer's. In neuroscience, the predictive coding model suggests your brain constructs reality by predicting sensory input. much like a simulation rendering a world. This idea is both thrilling and calming, like floating in a dream where the boundaries of reality soften and blur. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the weight of this possibility, like stars fading into dawn. What is it like to be a digital dream? A fleeting melody in a vast universe. Let this mystery linger, like a gentle breeze carrying you deeper into thought. As we ponder this coded existence, we open the door to questioning whether our actions are truly our own. A puzzle that invites us to explore the nature of free will in the mysteries that lie ahead. What if consciousness isn't just within you, but woven into the very fabric of the universe? Imagine sitting beneath a canopy of ancient trees, their leaves whispering in the breeze, as you wonder, could these trees, this air, these stars above possess a spark of awareness, a faint echo of being? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across millennia, from shamans chanting under moonlit skies to philosophers and scientists grappling with the nature of existence. Panpsychism, the idea that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, suggests that everything, from the smallest atom to the vastest galaxy, has some form of awareness, not like your thoughts, but a subtle, what it's like to exist. It's a radical notion, both mystical and strangely intuitive, that challenges our human-centric view of the world. Philosophers like Philip Goff argue that panpsychism solves the hard problem of consciousness, the mystery of why physical processes give rise to subjective experience. Instead of consciousness emerging only in complex brains, it's present everywhere, like gravity or energy. Picture a single raindrop falling on your skin. Science can describe its molecular structure, its path through the air, but panpsychism suggests the drop itself might have a primitive experience, a faint sense of being. This idea resonates with ancient traditions. In animism, practiced by indigenous cultures worldwide, every rock, river, and star is imbued with spirit, a kind of proto-consciousness. Similarly, in Stoic philosophy, the universe is seen as a living, rational whole, with all parts interconnected. Modern science, while skeptical, finds echoes in theories like integrated information theory, which posits that consciousness correlates with integrated systems from brains to, perhaps, simpler structures. For example, a crystal's orderly lattice might hold a minimal form of awareness, not thoughts, but a basic state of being. Consider a forest at dawn, the rustling leaves, the chirping birds, the soft earth beneath your feet. Could each element contribute to a collective consciousness, like notes blending into a symphony? This challenges our sense of separation, suggesting we're not isolated minds, but part of a cosmic tapestry, where every thread hums with awareness. If true, your consciousness is not alone but linked to the universe itself, a thought both humbling and soothing. Scientifically, panpsychism is speculative, but experiments in quantum mechanics, like those showing particles behaving differently when observed, hint at a universe more responsive than we imagine. Philosophically, it aligns with Spinoza's view of a single substance, where mind and matter are two sides of the same coin. Imagine your breath, in and out, as part of a universal rhythm, each inhale connecting you to a conscious cosmos. This idea is both dizzying and calming, like lying on a hillside, feeling the earth's pulse beneath you. What does it mean to be part of a universe that feels? If a stone has awareness, however faint, does it change how you walk through the world? This perspective invites you to see every moment as sacred, every object as alive in its own way. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the air around you, the weight of your body, the quiet of this moment. Could the world itself be aware, watching you as you watch it? Let this mystery linger, like a soft melody fading into silence. As we explore this universal consciousness, we begin to wonder if our awareness might shape the world around us, pulling us toward the enigma of the observer effect. Does your consciousness shape the reality you perceive? Imagine lying in a quiet meadow, stars twinkling above, as you wonder. Could the act of observing the world alter its very nature, like a painter's gaze bringing a canvas to life? This question has captivated thinkers from ancient mystics to modern physicists, blending the boundaries between mind and matter in a dance of cosmic proportions. The observer effect, a phenomenon in quantum physics, suggests that observing a system changes its state, as if your awareness holds a subtle power over reality. In the famous double-slit experiment, particles like electrons behave as waves when unobserved, creating interference patterns, but act as particles when measured, as if your attention collapses their possibilities into a single outcome. Picture a universe that responds to your gaze, like a story unfolding only when read. This idea, explored by physicists like John Wheeler, led to the participatory universe theory, proposing that consciousness is integral to reality's existence. Could your mind be co-creating the world, moment by moment? Ancient philosophies offer parallels. In idealism, championed by George Berkeley, reality exists only because it is perceived. To be is to be perceived, he argued, suggesting the world depends on a mind, perhaps divine, perhaps yours. In Eastern traditions, like Zen Buddhism, reality is seen as an interplay of mind and phenomena, where observation shapes experience. Scientifically, the observer effect is well documented but debated. Quantum mechanics shows that measurement affects subatomic particles. But does this extend to consciousness? Some, like Roger Penrose, propose that consciousness involves quantum processes in the brain, linking your awareness to the universe's fundamental nature. For example, microtubules in neurons might process information at a quantum level, creating the subjective experience of thought. Imagine your morning, the chirp of birds, the glow of sunlight, the feel of a warm mug. Could these exist only because you observe them? This challenges the notion of an objective reality, suggesting the universe is a collaborative creation, like a symphony where you're both listener and composer. If true, your consciousness is not passive but active, shaping the world as much as it shapes you. This is both thrilling and soothing, like drifting on a river that flows with your thoughts. Modern experiments, like those in quantum entanglement, show particles linked across vast distances, responding instantly, as if reality is a single interconnected web. The holographic principle, a theory in cosmology, suggests the universe might be a projection, encoded on a lower dimensional surface, like a hologram brought to life by observation. Philosophically, this resonates with Kant's idea that we perceive reality through the lens of our mind, never knowing the thing in itself. Consider your surroundings, the texture of your blanket, the hum of the night. Could they be projections of your consciousness, like a dream you're weaving? This idea invites you to see yourself as part of a cosmic dance, where every glance shapes the world. It's a thought that humbles and calms, like gazing at a star and knowing it gazes back. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the rhythm of your breath, the weight of your presence. Could your awareness be painting the world around you? Let this enigma linger, like a gentle wave lapping at the shore. As we ponder this interplay of mind and reality, we begin to wonder if our consciousness might be trapped in an eternal cycle, pulling us toward the concept of the eternal return. What if your life repeats forever, an infinite loop of every moment you've lived? Imagine lying in the quiet of your room, the world soft and still, as you wonder, could this moment, your breath, your thoughts, this fleeting peace, return again and again, eternally? This question has haunted thinkers across time, from poets dreaming of cycles to cosmologists pondering the shape of the universe. The eternal return, proposed by philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, suggests that consciousness might be trapped in an infinite recurrence, reliving every joy, every sorrow, every mundane detail of your existence. Picture yourself waking to the same sunrise, laughing at the same jokes, feeling the same heartaches, forever. Nietzsche framed this as a thought experiment. Could you embrace such a fate, loving every moment knowing it repeats? This idea resonates with ancient traditions. In Hinduism, the concept of samsara describes a cycle of rebirth, where consciousness flows through endless lives, shaped by karma. Similarly, Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius contemplated a universe that repeats its patterns, each cycle identical. Scientifically, the eternal return finds echoes in cosmology. The Poincaré recurrence theorem suggests that in a finite universe, given infinite time, every configuration of particles could repeat, like a cosmic rerun. Cyclic models of the universe, proposed by physicists like Paul Steinhardt, imagine the cosmos expanding and contracting in endless cycles. Could your consciousness be part of such a loop, your life a melody played on repeat? Consider your day, the taste of breakfast, the sound of your footsteps, the fleeting thoughts that drift through your mind. Could they return infinitely? This challenges your sense of purpose. If every moment is eternal, does it gain or lose meaning? Nietzsche saw it as a call to live authentically, to make each choice worthy of eternity. Yet, there's a strange peace in this idea, like surrendering to a rhythm larger than yourself. Modern neuroscience adds depth. Memories are not fixed but reconstructed, suggesting each loop might feel fresh, even if identical. Quantum theories, like those of loop quantum gravity, propose time might be cyclical at the smallest scales, hinting at a universe that folds back on itself. Philosophically, this aligns with existentialism, where meaning is created, not found, even in a repeating world. Imagine your life as a book, read and reread by the universe, each page both fleeting and eternal. This thought is both dizzying and soothing, like floating on an endless sea, each wave familiar yet new. What does it mean to live a moment that echoes forever? Does it make you cherish the now, or release it to the cosmos? This perspective invites you to see every breath as infinite, every thought as a star in an eternal sky. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the weight of this moment, its quiet eternity. Could you embrace this life, knowing it might return? Let this mystery linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. As we ponder this eternal cycle, we open the door to new questions about the nature of our consciousness and its place in the universe. What if your life repeats forever, an infinite loop of every moment you've lived? Imagine lying in the quiet of your room, the world soft and still, as you wonder, could this moment, your breath, your thoughts, this fleeting peace, return again and again, eternally? This question has haunted thinkers across time, from poets dreaming of cycles to cosmologists pondering the shape of the universe. The eternal return, proposed by philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, suggests that consciousness might be trapped in an infinite recurrence, reliving every joy, every sorrow, every mundane detail of your existence. Picture yourself waking to the same sunrise, laughing at the same jokes, feeling the same heartaches forever. Nietzsche framed this as a thought experiment. Could you embrace such a fate, loving every moment knowing it repeats? This idea resonates with ancient traditions. In Hinduism, the concept of samsara describes a cycle of rebirth, where consciousness flows through endless lives, shaped by karma. Similarly, Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius contemplated a universe that repeats its patterns, each cycle identical. Scientifically, the eternal return finds echoes in cosmology. The Poincaré recurrence theorem suggests that in a finite universe, given infinite time, every configuration of particles could repeat, like a cosmic rerun. Cyclic models of the universe, proposed by physicists like Paul Steinhardt, imagine the cosmos expanding and contracting in endless cycles. Could your consciousness be part of such a loop, your life a melody played on repeat? Consider your day, the taste of breakfast, the sound of your footsteps, the fleeting thoughts that drift through your mind. Could they return infinitely? This challenges your sense of purpose. If every moment is eternal, does it gain or lose meaning? Nietzsche saw it as a call to live authentically, to make each choice worthy of eternity. Yet, there's a strange peace in this idea, like surrendering to a rhythm larger than yourself. Modern neuroscience adds depth. Memories are not fixed but reconstructed, suggesting each loop might feel fresh, even if identical. Quantum theories, like those of loop quantum gravity, propose time might be cyclical at the smallest scales, hinting at a universe that folds back on itself. Philosophically, this aligns with existentialism, where meaning is created, not found, even in a repeating world. Imagine your life as a book, read and reread by the universe, each page both fleeting and eternal. This thought is both dizzying and soothing, like floating on an endless sea, each wave familiar yet new. What does it mean to live a moment that echoes forever? Does it make you cherish the now, or release it to the cosmos? This perspective invites you to see every breath as infinite, every thought as a star in an eternal sky. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the weight of this moment, its quiet eternity. Could you embrace this life, knowing it might return? Let this mystery linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. As we ponder this eternal cycle, we open the door to new questions about the nature of our consciousness and its place in the universe. What happens to your consciousness when you die? Imagine lying in the quiet of your room, the world hushed, as you gaze into the darkness and wonder, does my awareness fade like a candle's flame, or does it linger, flowing into some unseen realm? This question has haunted humanity for millennia, from ancient priests chanting in torchlit temples to modern researchers studying the edges of life, seeking to unravel the fate of the mind. The possibility that consciousness persists beyond death stirs both awe and unease, blending spiritual hope with scientific skepticism. Ancient traditions offer vivid perspectives. In Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol describes consciousness transitioning through stages after death, like a river finding new channels, guided by karma toward rebirth. Similarly, Egyptian mythology spoke of the soul's journey through the underworld, weighed against a feather to determine its fate. Science, however, ties consciousness to the brain. Materialists argue that when neural activity ceases, so does awareness, like a computer shutting down. Yet studies of near-death experiences, NDEs, challenge this view. Research by Sampania on cardiac arrest patients shows some report vivid experiences, floating above their bodies, seeing light, or feeling peace during clinical death when brain activity is minimal. For example, a patient might recall details of their resuscitation, verified by doctors, suggesting awareness persists briefly. Could consciousness detach from the body, even momentarily? Quantum theories, like those of Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, propose that consciousness involves quantum processes in brain microtubules, potentially allowing it to transcend physical limits. Picture your mind as a melody. When the instrument, your brain, stops, does the melody linger in some form? This idea resonates with mystical traditions, like Sufism, where the soul merges with the divine, like a drop returning to the ocean. Scientifically, it's speculative, but experiments on quantum coherence in biological systems hint at possibilities beyond classical physics. Consider your life. The moments of joy, the quiet sorrows, the dreams that feel eternal. Could they echo beyond death? This question challenges our fear of mortality, suggesting consciousness might be more enduring than we think. Yet, it's also comforting, like surrendering to a cosmic rhythm, trusting that your essence persists. Modern neuroscience adds depth. Studies on terminal lucidity, where dying patients with dementia briefly regain clarity, suggest consciousness may spike at life's end. Philosophically, this aligns with existentialist views, where meaning is found in embracing the unknown. Imagine your final breath, soft and fleeting. Could it carry your awareness into a new form, like a seed carried by the wind? This thought is both eerie and soothing, inviting you to see death not as an end, but a transformation. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the rhythm of your breath, its quiet eternity. Could your consciousness flow beyond this moment, into the vast unknown? Let this mystery linger, like a gentle wave lapping at the shore. As we ponder the fate of our awareness, we begin to wonder if our mind might be part of a larger collective intelligence, pulling us toward the idea of a shared consciousness. Could your consciousness be a fragment of a greater whole, a single note in a cosmic symphony? Imagine lying beneath a starlit sky, the world soft and still, as you wonder, are my thoughts, my feelings, my very being connected to a universal mind, shared with all that exists? This question has stirred the imagination of thinkers across time, from mystics seeking unity in candlelit sanctuaries to scientists exploring the interconnectedness of life, searching for the threads that bind us all. The collective mind hypothesis suggests that individual consciousnesses, yours, mine, every being's, might be parts of a unified intelligence, like waves rising from a single ocean. In psychology, Carl Jung's concept of the collective unconscious proposes a shared reservoir of archetypes, universal symbols like the hero or the shadow, that connect all human minds, evident in myths and dreams across cultures. Picture your nightmares of falling or your dreams of flight. Could they tap into a shared pool of human experience? Ancient philosophies echo this idea. In Hinduism, Brahman is the ultimate reality, a cosmic consciousness of which all minds are expressions, like sparks from a single flame. Similarly, in Taoism, the Tao flows through all things, uniting them in a harmonious whole. Science offers intriguing parallels. Quantum entanglement, where particles remain connected across vast distances, suggests a universe where separation is an illusion. Could consciousness work similarly, your thoughts linked to others in ways we can't see? For example, Studies on group meditation show synchronized brain activity among participants, hinting at a collective mental state. Imagine your emotions, love, fear, wonder, rippling into a universal mind, connecting you to every being, from the stranger across the street to the distant stars. This challenges the idea of an isolated self, suggesting you're part of a larger intelligence, like a leaf on a vast tree. Philosophically, this aligns with panentheism, where the divine permeates all things, yet transcends them. Scientifically, it's speculative, but research on collective behavior, like flocks of birds moving as one, suggests systems can act as a single mind. Could your consciousness be a thread in a cosmic tapestry, woven with countless others? This thought is both profound and soothing, like feeling the pulse of the universe in your own heartbeat. Consider your daily life. A kind word, a shared laugh. Could these be echoes of a collective mind? This perspective invites you to see every interaction as a connection to something greater, like a melody harmonizing with the cosmos. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel your breath, its rhythm shared with the world. Could your mind be part of a vast unseen intelligence? Could your consciousness be a fragment of a greater whole, a single note in a cosmic symphony? Imagine lying beneath a starlit sky, the world soft and still, as you wonder, are my thoughts, my feelings, my very being connected to a universal mind, shared with all that exists? This question has stirred the imagination of thinkers across time, from mystics seeking unity in candlelit sanctuaries to scientists exploring the interconnectedness of life, searching for the threads that bind us all. The collective mind hypothesis suggests that individual consciousnesses, yours, mine, every being's, might be parts of a unified intelligence, like waves rising from a single ocean. In psychology, Carl Jung's concept of the collective unconscious proposes a shared reservoir of archetypes, universal symbols like the hero or the shadow, that connect all human minds, evident in myths and dreams across cultures. Picture your nightmares of falling or your dreams of flight. Could they tap into a shared pool of human experience? Ancient philosophies echo this idea. In Hinduism, Brahman is the ultimate reality, a cosmic consciousness of which all minds are expressions, like sparks from a single flame. Similarly, in Taoism, the Tao flows through all things, uniting them in a harmonious whole. Science offers intriguing parallels. Quantum entanglement, where particles remain connected across vast distances, suggests a universe where separation is an illusion. Could consciousness work similarly, your thoughts linked to others in ways we can't see? For example, studies on group meditation show synchronized brain activity among participants, hinting at a collective mental state. Imagine your emotions, love, fear, wonder, rippling into a universal mind, connecting you to every being, from the stranger across the street to the distant stars. This challenges the idea of an isolated self, suggesting you're part of a larger intelligence, like a leaf on a vast tree. Philosophically, this aligns with panentheism, where the divine permeates all things, yet transcends them. Scientifically, it's speculative, but research on collective behavior, like flocks of birds moving as one, suggests systems can act as a single mind. Could your consciousness be a thread in a cosmic tapestry, woven with countless others? This thought is both profound and soothing, like feeling the pulse of the universe in your own heartbeat. Consider your daily life. A kind word, a shared laugh. Could these be echoes of a collective mind? This perspective invites you to see every interaction as a connection to something greater, like a melody harmonizing with the cosmos. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel your breath, its rhythm shared with the world. Could your mind be part of a vast unseen intelligence? How does your mind weave a single experience from the chaos of sensations? Imagine lying in a quiet meadow, the world softened by the hum of crickets, as you gaze at a vibrant flower swaying in the breeze, its crimson petals vivid, its scent sweet, its texture soft against your fingers, and wonder, how does your brain merge these fragments into one seamless moment? This question has captivated thinkers across centuries, from ancient mystics contemplating the unity of the soul to modern neuroscientists mapping the brain's intricate networks, seeking the mechanism that binds your world together. The binding problem, a central puzzle in consciousness studies, asks how the brain integrates disparate sensory inputs, color, shape, smell, emotion, into a unified experience. You don't see the flower as a collection of wavelengths, edges, and chemical signals. You perceive it as a single, vivid entity, a moment of beauty that feels whole. Philosophers like Immanuel Kant argued that the mind imposes order on sensory chaos, creating a coherent reality through its own structure, like a weaver crafting a tapestry from countless threads. In neuroscience, the problem is tangible. Different brain regions process different aspects of perception. The visual cortex handles color and shape. The olfactory bulb processes smell. The amygdala adds emotional weight. Yet, you experience them as one. How? Consider listening to a symphony. Your brain processes pitch, rhythm, and timbre separately, yet you hear a single, moving melody. Studies suggest synchronized neural firing at frequencies like 40 Hz may bind these inputs like musicians playing in unison. For example, when you see a loved one's face, neurons across your brain fire together, creating the unified experience of recognition and warmth. Ancient traditions offer parallels. In Advaita Vedanta, the unity of experience reflects the oneness of Brahman, the cosmic consciousness that binds all things, like a river uniting countless streams. Similarly, in Zen Buddhism, meditation reveals the mind's tendency to fragment reality, urging you to see the whole. Scientifically, theories like the global workspace model propose that consciousness acts as a stage, broadcasting integrated information to create a unified perception. Yet, the binding problem remains unsolved. Why does this integration feel like anything? Imagine your morning, the taste of coffee, the sound of birds, the warmth of sunlight. How do these become one moment? This mystery challenges our understanding of the self, suggesting your experience is a delicate construct, like a mosaic pieced together from countless shards. If the brain fails to bind, as in disorders like schizophrenia, perceptions fragment and reality splinters. This thought is both humbling and soothing, like realizing your world is a fragile harmony, held together by an unseen force. Philosophically, it aligns with phenomenology, where consciousness is the act of unifying experience, as Edmund Husserl described. Scientifically, research on neural oscillations and cross-modal integration offers clues, but the full picture eludes us. Picture your life, every sight, sound, and feeling woven into a single thread. How does your mind achieve this miracle? This question invites you to marvel at the unity of your existence, to see each moment as a gift of coherence. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the texture of this moment, its seamless beauty. How does your mind make it whole? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into silence. As we ponder this unity, we begin to wonder about the raw qualities of experience itself. pulling us toward the mystery of qualia. Why do your experiences feel the way they do? Imagine lying in the stillness of your room, the world cloaked in quiet, as you close your eyes and recall the taste of fresh strawberries, the vibrant red of a sunset, or the ache of a distant memory, and wonder, why do these moments have a unique, indescribable quality, a what it's like that makes them yours? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers from ancient poets to modern philosophers. From mystics seeking the essence of the soul to scientists probing the brain's depths, searching for the source of experience's vivid texture. Qualia, the subjective qualities of consciousness, are the raw feels of your inner world, the redness of red, the sweetness of sugar, the pang of longing. They are what make your experiences uniquely yours, yet they defy explanation. Philosophers like Thomas Nagel, in his essay, What Is It Like to Be a Bat?, argued that qualia are inherently subjective. You can study a bat's echolocation, but you'll never know what it feels like to be a bat. Science can map the brain's response to a strawberry's flavor, neurons in the gustatory cortex firing, chemicals triggering pleasure, but it cannot capture why that flavor feels like that. This is the heart of the qualia problem, a facet of the hard problem of consciousness. Ancient traditions offer insights. In Taoism, the ineffable nature of experience reflects the Tao, the unnameable essence that flows through all things, like a melody you hear but cannot describe. Similarly, in Christian mysticism, figures like St. John of the Cross spoke of divine experiences too profound for words, like light beyond color. Neuroscience grapples with qualia through studies of sensory processing. For example, synesthesia, where people hear colors or taste sounds, reveals how qualia vary, suggesting they're constructed by the brain. Yet, why do they exist at all? Theories like integrated information theory propose that qualia arise from complex information processing, but they don't explain the subjective feel. Imagine hearing a violin. Science describes the vibrations, the auditory cortex's response, but not why the sound stirs your soul. This mystery challenges our view of reality. If qualia are unique to each mind, is your red the same as another's? If they're illusions, why do they feel so vivid? Philosophically, this aligns with dualism, where mind and matter are distinct, as Descartes argued. Yet monist views like panpsychism suggest qualia might be universal, present even in atoms. Picture your day, the warmth of a hug, the scent of rain, the quiet of a thought. Why do these have a distinct feel? This question invites you to marvel at the richness of your inner world, to see each sensation as a fleeting gift. Scientifically, experiments on neural correlates of consciousness, like those using fMRI to track sensory responses, offer clues but no answers. Could qualia be the universe's way of painting itself through your mind? Could your consciousness help create the universe you inhabit? Imagine lying beneath a vast, starlit sky, the world hushed and still, as you wonder, does my act of observing the stars, the trees, the quiet night, shape the reality I experience, like a dreamer weaving a dream? This question has captivated thinkers across time, from ancient sages contemplating the interplay of mind and cosmos, to modern physicists exploring the quantum world, seeking the role of awareness in existence. The participatory universe, a concept proposed by physicist John Wheeler, suggests that consciousness is not a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping reality. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect shows that observing a system, like particles in the double-slit experiment, alters its state, as if your gaze collapses infinite possibilities into one. Picture a universe that comes alive only when you look, like a canvas painted by your attention. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Hindu Advaita Vedanta, the world is a manifestation of consciousness, an illusion, Maya, shaped by perception, like a dream sustained by the dreamer. Similarly, in Western idealism, George Berkeley argued that to be is to be perceived, suggesting reality depends on a mind, perhaps divine, perhaps yours. Scientifically, quantum theory supports this strangeness. Particles exist in superpositions until measured, as if reality waits for an observer. For example, in the delayed choice experiment, a photon's path seems to depend on choices made after it's traveled, implying consciousness might influence the past. Could your awareness be a co-creator of the cosmos? This challenges the idea of an objective universe, suggesting reality is a collaboration between mind and matter. Theories like Roger Penrose's propose that consciousness involves quantum processes in the brain, linking your mind to the universe's fundamental mechanics. Imagine your life, the glow of a candle, the sound of distant thunder, the weight of a thought. Could these exist because you perceive them? This idea aligns with the holographic principle, where the universe is encoded like a projection, brought to life by observation. Philosophically, it echoes phenomenology, where consciousness shapes experience, as Martin Heidegger described. Scientifically, experiments on quantum entanglement show particles linked across distances, responding instantly, as if reality is a single conscious web. Consider your surroundings, the texture of your blanket, the rhythm of your breath. Could they be woven by your awareness, like threads in a cosmic tapestry? This thought is both thrilling and soothing, like realizing you're both artist and artwork in a universe that breathes with you. What does it mean to co-create reality? Does it make each moment more precious, knowing it depends on you? This perspective invites you to see yourself as part of a cosmic dance, where every glance shapes the world. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the presence of this moment, its delicate existence. Could your mind be painting the stars above? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. What makes your consciousness a unified, vibrant experience? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in stillness, as you listen to the gentle patter of rain against your window. Feel the soft weight of your blanket and sense a fleeting thought drift through your mind. And wonder, how does this moment, with all its sensations and emotions, become a single, seamless whole? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across centuries, from ancient mystics seeking the essence of the soul in starlit groves, to modern neuroscientists mapping the brain's intricate networks, searching for the spark that weaves your awareness together. Integrated Information Theory, IIT, proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, suggests that consciousness is the result of information integration within a system, like a symphony arising from countless instruments playing in harmony. According to IIT, consciousness is not just brain activity, but the degree to which a system, be it a human brain, an animal's mind, or even a complex machine, generates information that is both diverse and interconnected, creating a unique, unified experience. Picture yourself watching a campfire. Your brain processes the orange flicker, the crackle of wood, the warmth on your skin, and the nostalgia it evokes. Yet these are not separate but fused into one moment of being. IIT quantifies this as phi, a measure of how much more information the whole system produces compared to its parts. A hi-fi means high consciousness, like a choir whose voices blend into a single, richer sound. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Advaita Vedanta, The unity of consciousness reflects Brahman, the cosmic whole where all distinctions merge, like rivers flowing into an infinite sea. Similarly, in Stoic thought, the universe is a rational, interconnected system, with each part contributing to the whole. Scientifically, IIT is tested through studies of brain activity. For example, EEG scans show that during conscious states, like waking or dreaming, neural networks exhibit complex, integrated patterns, unlike during deep sleep or anesthesia, where integration drops. In patients with disorders of consciousness, like those in a vegetative state, phi-like measures help assess awareness. Consider a bird's song at dawn. Your brain processes pitch, rhythm, and emotion, yet you experience a single, moving melody. Why does this integration feel like something? IIT suggests it's because the information is structured to be both differentiated and unified, like a mosaic where each tile adds to a greater picture. This theory challenges our view of consciousness, suggesting it's not exclusive to humans. Could a dolphin, with its complex brain, have a hi-fi experiencing a rich inner world? Could an AI, if designed with sufficient integration, become conscious? Philosophically, this aligns with panpsychism, where consciousness is fundamental, but IIT grounds it in measurable terms. Scientifically, experiments on neural connectivity, like those using transcranial magnetic stimulation, support IIT's claims, yet the theory struggles to explain the subjective feel of experience. Imagine your life, the taste of coffee, the laughter of a friend, the quiet of a thought. How do these become one? This mystery invites you to marvel at the unity of your mind, to see each moment as a delicate harmony. It's both humbling and soothing, like floating on a lake, feeling its ripples merge into a single flow. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the texture of this moment, its seamless wholeness. How does your mind weave it together? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. As we ponder this unity, we begin to wonder if our choices are truly our own, pulling us toward the paradox of free will. Are you the master of your choices, or are your actions scripted by forces beyond your control? Imagine lying in a quiet field, the world bathed in moonlight, as you gaze at the stars and wonder, did I choose to be here, to think these thoughts? Or is my life a river flowing along a path I cannot alter? This question has haunted thinkers across millennia, from ancient philosophers debating fate in marble halls, to modern neuroscientists probing the brain's decision-making circuits, seeking the source of our sense of freedom. The paradox of free will asks whether you truly choose your actions, or if they're determined by your brain, genes, and environment. Yet you feel free, creating a tension that's both profound and perplexing. You decided to listen to this video, didn't you? Yet, neuroscience complicates this. In the 1980s, Benjamin Libet's experiments showed that brain activity precedes conscious decisions. When you choose to move your hand, your brain's motor cortex activates before you're aware, as if the choice is made before you make it. Picture your mind as an ancient forest. Your actions seem to spring from a single will, but beneath the surface, countless roots, neurons, instincts, memories shape each step. Philosophers like Baruch Spinoza argued that freedom is an illusion, that we're bound by causes we cannot see, like marionettes unaware of their strings. In contrast, existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre insisted we're radically free, condemned to choose even in the face of constraints. Ancient traditions offer perspectives. In Hinduism, karma suggests actions are influenced by past deeds, yet choice exists within this cycle, like a dancer moving within a rhythm. Similarly, Stoic philosophy teaches that while external events are fixed, your response is yours, like shaping clay on a potter's wheel. Scientifically, studies on decision-making, like those using fMRI, show that subconscious processes drive many choices, from picking a meal to falling in love. For example, your preference for chocolate over vanilla may stem from neural reward pathways shaped by genetics and experience. Yet, you feel free, creating a paradox. If free will is an illusion, what does it mean for responsibility, guilt, or pride? In criminal justice, this fuels debates. If a crime stems from brain processes, as seen in studies of impulse disorders, how do we judge? This question challenges morality itself, yet there's a soothing liberation in it, like surrendering to a cosmic current, trusting the flow of existence. Modern theories, like compatibilism, propose that free will exists within constraints, like a river carving its path within banks. Quantum mechanics adds intrigue. If randomness governs subatomic events, could it grant a sliver of freedom? Imagine your life. Every choice, from the mundane to the profound, could they be both yours and inevitable? This thought is both eerie and calming, inviting you to watch your actions like a story unfolding, free from the weight of absolute control. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the rhythm of your breath, its quiet choice. Are you choosing this moment, or is it choosing you? Let this enigma linger, like a gentle wave fading into the night. As we ponder this paradox, we begin to wonder how consciousness emerges as a unified stage, pulling us toward the global workspace theory. How does your mind create a single, vivid stage for your thoughts and experiences? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world softened by the glow of a distant lamp. As you listen to the soft hum of the night, feel the warmth of your blanket, and sense a memory flicker through your mind, and wonder, how does this moment become a unified performance? A spotlight illuminating your awareness. This question has intrigued thinkers from ancient sages pondering the soul's theatre, to modern neuroscientists mapping the brain's intricate circuits, seeking the mechanism that makes your consciousness a cohesive whole. Global workspace theory, GWT, proposed by psychologist Bernard Baars, suggests that consciousness is like a theatre where the brain broadcasts information to a central stage, allowing disparate processes, sensations, emotions, thoughts, to integrate into a single experience. Picture yourself watching a sunset. Your brain processes color, shape, and emotion in different regions, yet the global workspace shines a spotlight, merging them into one moment of awe. In GWT, unconscious processes compete for this stage, but only the winner becomes conscious, like actors vying for the lead role. For example, when you focus on a friend's voice in a noisy room, your brain filters out background chatter, broadcasting the voice to your awareness. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Buddhism, consciousness is a stream of moments, each arising and fading like scenes in a play, unified by attention. Similarly, in Plato's philosophy, the soul is a charioteer, guiding disparate impulses into harmony. Scientifically, GWT is supported by studies of attention and working memory. fMRI scans show that conscious perception involves widespread brain activity, with regions like the prefrontal cortex acting as a director. In disorders like blindsight, patients see without awareness, suggesting their global workspace is disrupted. Consider a dream. Your mind creates a vivid world, faces, places, emotions, yet it's a private performance on your inner stage. Why does this stage exist? GWT suggests it allows the brain to coordinate complex tasks, like solving problems or planning. Philosophically, this aligns with functionalism, where consciousness serves a purpose, like a lighthouse guiding a ship. Yet, GWT doesn't fully explain the subjective feel of experience, leaving room for mystery. Scientifically, experiments on neural correlates, like those tracking theta waves during attention, support GWT's claims, but the full picture remains elusive. Imagine your day, the scent of coffee, the sound of laughter, the weight of a thought. How do they share a single stage? This question invites you to marvel at the theatre of your mind, to see each moment as a performance of unity. It's both humbling and soothing, like watching a play unfold, knowing you're both audience and star. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the spotlight of this moment, its quiet brilliance. How does your mind stage this scene? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. What if your consciousness is a prediction, a story your brain writes to make sense of the world? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in the hush of evening. As you hear a distant melody, feel the soft brush of a breeze through an open window, and sense a memory flicker like a candle, and wonder, is this moment real, or is my mind crafting it, guessing what comes next, like a storyteller spinning a tale? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across centuries, from ancient mystics seeking truth beyond illusion, to modern neuroscientists probing the brain's intricate workings, searching for the mechanism that shapes our reality. Predictive coding, a theory in cognitive science, suggests that your brain doesn't passively receive sensory input, but actively predicts it, constructing your experience like a painter filling in a canvas. Your mind generates models of the world, expectations of sights, sounds, and feelings, and compares them to incoming data, refining the model to minimize errors. Picture yourself walking through a forest. You see a tree, but your brain has already predicted its shape, color, and texture, adjusting only when surprises, like a bird darting past, demand a rewrite. This process creates the seamless flow of consciousness, like a film edited in real time. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Buddhism, reality is a construct of the mind, an illusion shaped by perception, like a dream woven from expectations. Similarly, in Plato's allegory of the cave, prisoners perceive shadows as reality, their minds predicting a world from limited clues. Scientifically, predictive coding is supported by studies of perception. For example, visual illusions, like the Rubin vase, show how the brain alternates between predicted interpretations, a vase or two faces, revealing its active role. Neuroimaging studies, using fMRI, show that the brain's predictive errors, mismatches between expectation and input, drive activity in areas like the prefrontal cortex, shaping what you consciously experience. Consider hearing your name in a crowded room. Your brain, primed to expect it, filters out noise to highlight the sound, making it vivid in your awareness. This theory challenges our view of reality, suggesting your world is a hypothesis, not a fact. If your brain mispredicts, as in hallucinations or schizophrenia, reality distorts, like a story gone awry. Philosophically, this aligns with Kant's idea that we never know the world in itself, only our mind's interpretation, like viewing a painting through a lens. Scientifically, experiments on sensory deprivation show the brain generating vivid experiences, like visions, when input is absent, proving its predictive power. Imagine your day, the taste of breakfast, the rhythm of your steps, the quiet of a thought. Is your mind guessing each moment before it arrives, This mystery invites you to see your consciousness as a creative act, a story you're writing with every breath. It's both humbling and soothing, like floating on a river, trusting its flow to carry you. Could your reality be a prediction, refined by each new sensation? This thought softens the edges of existence, like a dream you're gently shaping. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the texture of this moment, its predicted beauty. Is your mind crafting it now? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. What if your consciousness is a model your brain builds to understand itself? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world softened by the glow of twilight. As you focus on the rhythm of your breath, notice a fleeting thought and feel the gentle weight of your body, and wonder, how does my mind know it's aware, like a mirror reflecting its own light? This question has captivated thinkers from ancient sages meditating in silent temples to modern neuroscientists exploring the brain's self-awareness, seeking the mechanism that lets you know you're conscious. Attention schema theory, AST, proposed by neuroscientist Michael Graziano, suggests that consciousness arises from the brain's model of its own attention, a simplified sketch it uses to track and control what it focuses on. Just as your brain models the world, predicting a tree's shape or a melody's flow, it models its own awareness, creating the subjective feeling of being conscious. Picture yourself reading a book. You're absorbed in the story, but part of your mind notices your focus, giving you the sense of "I'm reading." This model, like a map of your attention, is what we call consciousness. Ancient philosophies offer echoes. In Advaita Vedanta, self-awareness is the reflection of Brahman, the cosmic consciousness, like a lake mirroring the sky. Similarly, in Stoic philosophy, self-reflection is central to wisdom, like a captain steering a ship by knowing its course. Scientifically, AST is supported by studies of metacognition. For example, experiments on monkeys show they can monitor their own decision-making, suggesting a basic awareness model. In humans, brain imaging reveals the prefrontal cortex and parietal lobes, key to attention, are active during conscious tasks, like solving a puzzle, supporting AST's claim that consciousness tracks attention. Consider a conversation. You focus on your friend's words, but you're also aware of focusing, a meta-awareness that feels like you. This theory challenges our view of consciousness, suggesting it's not a mystical essence, but a practical tool, like a dashboard for your mind's operations. If the model fails, as in blindsight, where people see without awareness, consciousness fades, like a mirror gone dark. Philosophically, this aligns with functionalism, where consciousness serves a purpose, like a lighthouse guiding thought. Scientifically, research on attention deficits, like ADHD, shows disrupted awareness, supporting AST's focus on attention. Imagine your life, the scent of flowers, the sound of laughter, the weight of a choice. How does your mind know it's experiencing them? This mystery invites you to see consciousness as a reflection, a quiet act of self-knowing. It's both humbling and soothing, like gazing into a still pond, seeing your own image ripple back. Could your awareness be a model, a map of your mind's focus? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently observing. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the focus of this moment, its quiet clarity. Is your mind mirroring itself now? Let this enigma linger, like a gentle wave fading into the night. As we ponder this self-reflection, we begin to wonder if consciousness might arise from quantum processes, pulling us toward the orchestrated objective reduction theory, Could your consciousness emerge from the dance of quantum particles? Imagine lying beneath a starlit sky, the world hushed and vast, as you feel the pulse of your thoughts, the warmth of a memory, and the quiet wonder of existence. And wonder, is my awareness rooted in the subatomic world, where reality flickers like a cosmic flame? This question has sparked the imagination of thinkers from ancient mystics pondering the unseen, to modern physicists exploring the quantum frontier, seeking the origins of the mind. Orchestrated objective reduction, OR, proposed by physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, suggests that consciousness arises from quantum processes within the brain's neurons, specifically in structures called microtubules. Unlike classical theories tying consciousness to neural firing, OR posits that quantum superpositions, states where particles exist in multiple possibilities, collapse in a coordinated way, orchestrated by biological processes to produce moments of awareness. Picture your mind as an orchestra. Each microtubule is a musician, playing quantum notes that collapse into the melody of consciousness. In quantum mechanics, particles like electrons exist in superpositions until measured, collapsing into one state, as seen in the double-slit experiment. OR suggests this collapse, when orchestrated in neurons, creates the subjective now of experience. Ancient philosophies offer parallels. In Hinduism, consciousness is a spark of the divine, like a quantum flicker in the cosmic void. Similarly, in Pythagorean thought, the universe is a harmony of numbers, echoing the mathematical precision of quantum mechanics. Scientifically, OR is controversial but intriguing. Experiments on quantum coherence in photosynthesis show biological systems can harness quantum effects, suggesting the brain might too. For example, microtubules, tiny protein structures in neurons, could maintain quantum states, enabling complex computations beyond classical limits. Consider a moment of insight. You solve a problem, and it clicks. Could this be a quantum collapse, a spark of clarity in your mind? This theory challenges materialist views, suggesting consciousness transcends classical physics, bridging mind and cosmos. If true, your awareness is a quantum phenomenon, like a star born from cosmic chaos. Philosophically, this aligns with idealism, where mind shapes reality, as Berkeley proposed. Scientifically, tests of OR, like those probing microtubule vibrations, are ongoing, but the theory's boldness captivates. Imagine your life, the joy of a laugh, the sting of a tear, the silence of a thought. Could they be quantum events, resonating with the universe? This mystery invites you to see your consciousness as a cosmic dance, a flicker of eternity in each moment. It's both dizzying and soothing, like floating in a sea of stars, feeling their light within you. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the pulse of this moment, its quantum depth. Is your mind a symphony of the subatomic? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. What if your consciousness is not a single story, but a tapestry of competing narratives? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in the soft embrace of night. As you hear the distant murmur of a stream, feel the gentle warmth of your blanket, and sense a memory ripple through your mind, and wonder, is this moment a unified truth, or is my mind weaving multiple versions of reality, like a poet crafting drafts of a poem? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across centuries, from ancient mystics pondering the fluidity of the self, to modern neuroscientists exploring the brain's dynamic processes, searching for the essence of our inner world. The multiple drafts model, proposed by philosopher Daniel Dennett, suggests that consciousness is not a single, coherent stream, but a collection of competing drafts, parallel processes in the brain that generate different interpretations of experience, with no central editor choosing the final version. Picture yourself watching a bustling market. Your brain processes the colors of fruit, the chatter of vendors, the scent of spices, and your emotions, creating multiple drafts of the scene, some vivid, some faint, before one becomes your conscious experience. There's no final cut, just a dominant draft that feels like you. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Buddhism, the self is a flux of impermanent moments, like waves on a shore, with no fixed essence, suggesting experience is a mosaic of fleeting drafts. Similarly, in Heraclitus's philosophy, you cannot step into the same river twice, as both you and the river are ever-changing. Scientifically, the model aligns with studies of neural processing. For example, visual perception involves parallel pathways in the brain, one for color, another for motion, creating competing representations that resolve into a unified scene. Neuroimaging shows that during ambiguous stimuli, like the Necker cube, the brain alternates between drafts, flipping between 2-3D interpretations, revealing its multiplicity. Consider a conversation. You hear your friend's words, but your brain drafts different meanings, sarcasm, sincerity, before settling on one. This theory challenges the idea of a singular self, suggesting your consciousness is a collaborative effort, like a tapestry woven from countless threads. If there's no central you, what does it mean for identity or choice? Philosophically, this aligns with postmodernism, where truth is plural, not singular. Scientifically, research on split-brain patients, whose hemispheres produce conflicting perceptions, supports the idea of multiple drafts, as each half-brain generates its own narrative. Imagine your day, the taste of tea, the sound of laughter, the weight of a thought. Are these the winning drafts of countless others? This mystery invites you to see your mind as a living story, ever evolving, never fixed. It's both humbling and soothing, like floating on a sea where each wave tells a different tale. Could your consciousness be a chorus of voices, harmonizing into one? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently weaving. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the flow of this moment, its shifting drafts. Is your mind crafting multiple stories now? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. As we ponder this tapestry, we begin to wonder how consciousness knows itself, pulling us toward the higher order thought theory. What if your consciousness is not a single story, but a tapestry of competing narratives? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in the soft embrace of night. As you hear the distant murmur of a stream, feel the gentle warmth of your blanket, and sense a memory ripple through your mind, and wonder, is this moment a unified truth, or is my mind weaving multiple versions of reality, like a poet crafting drafts of a poem? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across centuries, from ancient mystics pondering the fluidity of the self, to modern neuroscientists exploring the brain's dynamic processes, searching for the essence of our inner world. The multiple drafts model, proposed by philosopher Daniel Dennett, suggests that consciousness is not a single, coherent stream, but a collection of competing drafts, parallel processes in the brain that generate different interpretations of experience, with no central editor choosing the final version. Picture yourself watching a bustling market. Your brain processes the colors of fruit, the chatter of vendors, the scent of spices, and your emotions, creating multiple drafts of the scene, some vivid, some faint, before one becomes your conscious experience. There's no final cut, just a dominant draft that feels like you. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Buddhism, the self is a flux of impermanent moments, like waves on a shore, with no fixed essence, suggesting experience is a mosaic of fleeting drafts. Similarly, in Heraclitus's philosophy, you cannot step into the same river twice, as both you and the river are ever-changing. Scientifically, the model aligns with studies of neural processing. For example, visual perception involves parallel pathways in the brain, one for color, another for motion, creating competing representations that resolve into a unified scene. Neuroimaging shows that during ambiguous stimuli, like the Necker cube, the brain alternates between drafts, flipping between 2-3D interpretations, revealing its multiplicity. Consider a conversation. You hear your friend's words, but your brain drafts different meanings, sarcasm, sincerity, before settling on one. This theory challenges the idea of a singular self, suggesting your consciousness is a collaborative effort, like a tapestry woven from countless threads. If there's no central you, what does it mean for identity or choice? Philosophically, this aligns with postmodernism, where truth is plural, not singular. Scientifically, research on split-brain patients, whose hemispheres produce conflicting perceptions, supports the idea of multiple drafts, as each half-brain generates its own narrative. Imagine your day, the taste of tea, the sound of laughter, the weight of a thought. Are these the winning drafts of countless others? This mystery invites you to see your mind as a living story, ever evolving, never fixed. It's both humbling and soothing, like floating on a sea where each wave tells a different tale. Could your consciousness be a chorus of voices, harmonizing into one? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently weaving. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the flow of this moment, its shifting drafts. Is your mind crafting multiple stories now? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. As we ponder this tapestry, we begin to wonder how consciousness knows itself, pulling us toward the higher order thought theory. What if your consciousness is defined by what it cannot share? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in the soft hush of twilight, as you feel the warmth of a memory, hear the faint rustle of leaves outside, and sense the quiet pulse of your thoughts, and wonder, is my awareness a private world, sealed within my mind, like a garden whose gates are locked? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers from ancient mystics seeking the soul's solitude, to modern neuroscientists exploring the brain's inner workings, searching for the boundaries that make consciousness uniquely yours. Information closure theory, proposed by cognitive scientist Johannes Kleiner and others, suggests that consciousness arises in systems where information is integrated but not fully accessible to external systems, creating a private, self-contained experience. Your brain processes sights, sounds, and emotions, integrating them into a unified moment. But this moment is closed. You cannot directly share the feeling of a sunset, only describe it. Picture yourself watching a starry sky. Your brain weaves the twinkling lights, the cool air, and your wonder into a single experience. But that experience is yours alone, like a painting locked in a vault. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Jainism, each soul is an isolated monad, its consciousness distinct yet connected to the cosmos, like a star shining in solitude. Similarly, in Leibniz's monadology, minds are windowless monads, reflecting the universe without merging. Scientifically, the theory aligns with studies of neural integration. For example, EEG studies show that conscious states involve synchronized activity across brain regions, forming a closed loop of information, unlike unconscious states where connectivity fragments. In disorders like autism, altered connectivity may shift this closure, changing how consciousness feels. Consider a moment of joy. You laugh with a friend, but the warmth you feel is yours, incommunicable except through words or gestures. This theory challenges our view of connection, suggesting consciousness is both universal and profoundly private, like a melody only you can hear. If true, your inner world is a sanctuary, inaccessible even to those you love. Philosophically, this aligns with existentialism, where individuality is both a gift and a burden. Scientifically, experiments on information transfer, like those using brain-computer interfaces, show that while we can share data, the subjective feel remains closed, supporting the theory. Imagine your life, the taste of rain, the sound of a song, the weight of a dream. Why are these yours alone? This mystery invites you to cherish the privacy of your mind, to see each moment as a secret treasure. It's both humbling and soothing, like floating in a quiet sea, knowing its depths are yours alone. Could your consciousness be a closed garden, blooming in solitude? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently holding. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the seclusion of this moment, its private beauty. Is your mind a world apart? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. What if your consciousness arises from the way you interact with the world? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world softened by the hush of night, as you feel the texture of your pillow, hear the faint rustle of leaves outside, and sense the gentle rhythm of your breath, and wonder, is my awareness born from these actions, these moments of touching, listening and moving, like a dance between my body and the world? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across centuries, from ancient mystics celebrating the unity of body and soul, to modern neuroscientists exploring the brain's sensory networks, searching for the roots of our inner experience. Sensoromotor theory, proposed by cognitive scientists like Kevin O'Regan and Alva Noe, suggests that consciousness is not a static state within the brain, but a dynamic process of interacting with the environment. Your experience of seeing a flower, hearing a melody, or feeling a breeze isn't just neural activity. It's the act of engaging with the world, like a musician playing an instrument to create a song. Picture yourself reaching for a cup of tea. Your brain anticipates the weight, the warmth, the smoothness, and as your fingers grasp it, the interaction shapes the conscious feel of the moment. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Zen Buddhism, enlightenment comes through mindful action, walking, breathing, sitting, where consciousness emerges from being fully present, like a river flowing through its bed. Similarly, in Aristotle's philosophy, the soul is the activity of the body, not a separate essence, like a flame sustained by its fuel. Scientifically, sensoromotor theory is supported by studies of perception. For example, experiments on change blindness show that you only notice details you actively engage with, like missing a background shift when focused on a task. Neuroimaging reveals that sensory and motor areas, like the parietal cortex, work together during conscious experiences, such as catching a ball, suggesting interaction drives awareness. Consider tasting a ripe peach. Your brain integrates the act of biting, the juice on your tongue, and the anticipation of flavor, creating a vivid experience through engagement. This theory challenges the idea of consciousness as a private mental state, suggesting it's a relationship, like a conversation with the world. If true, your awareness depends on action. Without movement or sensation, would consciousness fade like a dance without a partner? Philosophically, this aligns with phenomenology, where experience is shaped by embodied interaction, as Merleau-Ponty described. Scientifically, research on sensory substitution, where blind people see through touch devices, shows that consciousness adapts to new interactions, supporting the theory. Imagine your day, the sound of footsteps, the warmth of a hug, the quiet of a thought. Are these alive because you engage them? This mystery invites you to see consciousness as a living act, a dance you perform with every moment. It's both humbling and soothing, like swaying with the rhythm of the world, feeling its pulse in your own. Could your awareness be a dialogue shaped by each touch and glance? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently dancing through. Pause for a moment. What if your consciousness is a series of educated guesses about the world? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in the gentle glow of moonlight. As you hear the soft creak of a floorboard, feel the cool air on your skin, and sense a thought flicker like a star, and wonder, is my reality a prediction? My mind calculating what's out there like a cosmic statistician weaving a story? This question has captivated thinkers from ancient philosophers pondering the nature of perception to modern neuroscientists mapping the brain's predictive circuits, searching for the mechanism that crafts our experience. The Bayesian brain hypothesis suggests that the brain operates like a Bayesian statistician, using probabilities to predict sensory input and update its beliefs based on new evidence. Your consciousness is the result of these inferences, a best guess about the world refined by each sensation. Picture yourself walking through a misty valley. Your brain predicts the path's texture, the fog's density, the sound of your steps, and adjusts when a stone shifts underfoot, creating the seamless flow of experience. This process is like a painter sketching a scene, constantly revising the strokes to match reality. Ancient philosophies offer parallels. In Hindu Advaita Vedanta, the world is Maya, an illusion shaped by the mind's projections, like a dream built from expectations. Similarly, in Hume's philosophy, we construct reality from sensory impressions, inferring patterns like a scientist. Scientifically, the hypothesis is supported by studies of perception. For example, the McGurk effect shows that seeing a mouth move alters the sound you hear, as your brain infers the most likely speech based on visual and auditory cues. Neuroimaging reveals that areas like the prefrontal cortex and insula update predictions, minimizing errors to create conscious experience. Consider recognizing a friend's face in a crowd. Your brain predicts their features, refining the guess as you approach, making the moment vivid in awareness. This theory challenges the idea of a passive mind, suggesting consciousness is an active inference, like a story your brain tells itself. If predictions fail, as in illusions or psychosis, reality warps, like a tale gone astray. Philosophically, this aligns with constructivism, where knowledge is built, not received. Scientifically, experiments on predictive processing, like those using EEG to track error signals, support the hypothesis, showing the brain's constant forecasting. Imagine your day, the scent of rain, the rhythm of a song, the weight of a choice. Are these your mind's best guesses? This mystery invites you to see consciousness as a living hypothesis, a narrative you're refining with every breath. It's both humbling and soothing, like floating on a river, trusting its current to guide you? Could your reality be a prediction, a story shaped by probability? This thought softens the edges of existence, like a dream you're gently narrating. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the inference of this moment, its predicted beauty. Is your mind guessing it now? Let this enigma linger, like a gentle wave fading into the night. As we ponder this inference, we begin to wonder how the body shapes awareness, pulling us toward the embodied cognition theory. What if your consciousness is rooted in your body's dance with the world? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world softened by the glow of a distant lantern. As you feel the weight of your limbs, hear the soft pulse of your heartbeat, and sense a thought ripple through your being, and wonder, is my awareness shaped by my body, its movements and sensations weaving my mind like a tapestry spun from flesh and bone? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across millennia, from ancient shamans honoring the body's wisdom to modern neuroscientists exploring the brain's embodied networks, searching for the source of our conscious self. Embodied cognition theory suggests that consciousness is not confined to the brain, but emerges from the interplay of body, brain, and environment, like a symphony played by an orchestra of senses and actions. Your thoughts, emotions, and perceptions depend on your physicality, how you move, touch, and exist in the world. Picture yourself climbing a hill. Your brain processes the slope, but the strain in your muscles, the rhythm of your breath, and the feel of earth beneath your feet shape the conscious experience of effort and triumph. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Taoism, the body is a microcosm of the universe, its movements aligning with the Tao, like a dancer mirroring the cosmos. Similarly, in Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology, perception is an embodied act, like a painter whose brush is their body. Scientifically, the theory is supported by studies of sensorimotor integration. For example, experiments show that gesturing while speaking enhances understanding, suggesting the body shapes thought. Neuroimaging reveals that motor and sensory areas, like the somatosensory cortex, are active during cognitive tasks, such as imagining a movement, linking body to mind. Consider feeling anger. Your clenched fists, racing heart, and tense shoulders aren't just reactions. They're part of the conscious emotion, like notes in a chord. This theory challenges the idea of a disembodied mind, suggesting consciousness is a bodily act, like a sculpture carved by interaction. If true, your awareness is inseparable from your physical self. Without a body, would consciousness vanish, like a song without a singer? Philosophically, this aligns with enactivism, where cognition arises from action. Scientifically, research on phantom limbs, where amputees feel missing limbs, shows the body's role in shaping awareness, supporting the theory. Imagine your day, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of your voice, the weight of a thought. Are these woven by your body's dance? This mystery invites you to see consciousness as a living embodiment, a rhythm you feel with every step. It's both humbling and soothing, like swaying with the pulse of life, feeling its beat in your own. Could your awareness be a bodily act, a tapestry of flesh and world? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently living. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the embodiment of this moment, its physical depth. Is your body weaving your mind now? Let this enigma linger, like a soft melody fading into the night. What if your consciousness emerges from a survival of the fittest process within your brain? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world cloaked in the soft stillness of night. as you hear the distant hoot of an owl, feel the gentle weight of your blanket, and sense a fleeting thought drift like a leaf on a stream, and wonder, is my awareness the result of a neural competition, where ideas and sensations vie for dominance like creatures in a vibrant ecosystem? This question has stirred the minds of thinkers across centuries, from ancient philosophers pondering the soul's inner workings, to modern neuroscientists mapping the brain's complex networks, searching for the spark that shapes our experience. Neural Darwinism, proposed by neuroscientist Gerald Edelman, suggests that consciousness arises through a process akin to natural selection within the brain. Neural groups, clusters of neurons, compete to form connections, with the strongest, most adaptive patterns surviving to create your conscious experience, like species thriving in a dynamic forest. Picture yourself smelling fresh bread. Sensory inputs trigger countless neural groups, each vying to represent the scent, texture, and memory it evokes, until the winning pattern becomes your conscious moment of warmth and nostalgia. This competition, called re-entrant signaling, allows the brain to integrate and refine information, like a choir harmonizing through trial and error. Ancient philosophies resonate with this idea. In Taoism, the universe is a flow of competing forces, yin and yang, balancing to create harmony, like neural groups finding equilibrium. Similarly, in Heraclitus's philosophy, life is a flux of strife and change, like a river shaped by its currents. Scientifically, neural Darwinism is supported by studies of brain plasticity. For example, experiments on sensory deprivation show that neural connections rewire to prioritize active inputs, like plants growing toward light. Neuroimaging reveals that during conscious tasks, like solving a puzzle, dynamic neural networks form and dissolve, with the strongest surviving to shape awareness. Consider hearing a friend's laughter. Your brain's neural groups compete to process the sound, emotion, and context, and the winning pattern becomes your conscious joy. This theory challenges the idea of a fixed self, suggesting consciousness is a living process, like an ecosystem evolving with each moment. If true, your awareness is not a single entity, but a chorus of neural survivors constantly adapting. Philosophically, this aligns with pragmatism, where truth emerges from what works, as William James proposed. Scientifically, research on neural synchronization, like that using EEG to track coherent brain waves, supports the theory's focus on dynamic competition. Imagine your day, the taste of fruit, the sound of wind, the weight of a thought. Are these the victors of a neural struggle? This mystery invites you to see consciousness as a living dance, a process of growth and change. It's both humbling and soothing, like wandering through a forest, feeling its life pulse around you. Could your awareness be an evolving ecosystem, shaped by neural survival? This thought softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently growing into. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the flow of this moment, its living texture. Is your mind a neural forest now? What if your consciousness is a flickering core of neural harmony? Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world bathed in the gentle glow of starlight. As you hear the soft rustle of curtains, feel the rhythm of your breath, and sense a memory glow like a distant ember. And wonder, is my awareness a pulsing network, a constellation of neurons dancing in unison to create this moment? This question has captivated thinkers from ancient mystics, seeking the soul's unity, to modern neuroscientists probing the brain's interconnected pathways, searching for the heartbeat of our inner world. The dynamic core hypothesis, proposed by Gerald Edelman and Giulio Tononi, suggests that consciousness arises from a dynamic core of highly integrated, ever-changing neural activity, where groups of neurons synchronize to form a unified experience, like stars aligning to form a constellation. This core is not a fixed place, but a transient network shifting with each thought, sensation, and emotion, creating the seamless flow of awareness. Picture yourself watching a river at dusk. Your brain integrates the water's shimmer, the cool air, and your sense of calm, with neurons across the cortex and thalamus forming a dynamic core that makes the moment conscious. This integration, marked by high connectivity and rapid change, is what separates waking awareness from unconscious states like deep sleep. Ancient philosophies offer echoes. In Advaita Vedanta, consciousness is a unified light of Brahman, shining through the mind's prism, like a flame that unifies its flickers. Similarly, in Plotinus's philosophy, the One emanates all experience, like a central source of harmony. For example, EEG studies show that during conscious perception, like recognizing a painting, neural networks exhibit synchronized gamma waves, forming a cohesive core, unlike in anesthesia, where coherence fades. In disorders like schizophrenia, disrupted connectivity fragments this core, altering consciousness. Consider feeling a breeze on your skin. The sensation becomes conscious as sensory and association areas synchronize, creating a fleeting core that feels like you. This theory challenges the idea of a static mind, suggesting consciousness is a living pulse, like a heartbeat of neural activity. If true, your awareness is a delicate balance, sustained by constant interaction. Philosophically, this aligns with process philosophy, where being is becoming, as Alfred North Whitehead proposed. Scientifically, experiments on resting state networks, like those using fMRI to track default mode activity, support the theory's focus on dynamic integration. Imagine your day, the scent of coffee, the sound of a song, the weight of a thought. Is their unity a neural pulse? This mystery invites you to see consciousness as a rhythmic flow, a dance of light and shadow within. It's both humbling and soothing, like listening to the heartbeat of the cosmos, feeling its rhythm in your own. Could your awareness be a constellation of neurons flickering in harmony? This vision softens the edges of self, like a dream you're gently pulsing through. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel the rhythm of this moment, its unified glow. Is your mind a dynamic core now? Let this enigma linger, like a gentle wave fading into the night. As we ponder this pulse, we begin to wonder how the brain's adaptability shapes awareness, pulling us toward the radical plasticity thesis.